Hey there! A massive welcome to all you second back students joining us today. I am so incredibly happy you're here. We're going to dive right into a really fun English grammar explainer today, focusing on the past perfect simple and the past perfect continuous. And hey, don't worry, it is way easier than it sounds. I promise we're going to take it step by step together.
So let me ask you something. Have you ever missed a train or maybe a bus? You're running to the station, you're totally out of breath, and oh no, it's gone. That exact feeling is actually why we need the grammar we're learning today.
And that brings us perfectly to the big idea of today's lesson.
Here's the deal. A lot of times we want to talk about two different actions in the past, but they didn't happen at the exact same time, right? One happened before the other. We use the past perfect to clearly show which action happened earlier. It's almost like a little time machine for the past.
Let's kick things off with our very first building block, the past perfect simple.
The structure for this one is super straightforward. We just use the word had right alongside the past participle of the verb, which we often just call V3. This little formula tells us that one action was completely finished before another past action even started.
Let's look at an example together. Read this with me slowly. When I arrived, the train had left. Notice that phrase, had left. That brilliantly illustrates our rule in action. Let's break this down into two clear steps to see the logic. What actually happened first? Well, step one, the train left. It was long gone. Then, step two, I arrived. Because the train leaving was the earlier action, it gets had left. Simple, right? The absolute first action is the one that gets the past perfect. All right, so that's the simple version. Now let's move on to our second building block, the past perfect continuous.
Here is our new structure. This time we use had been plus our verb with an ing slapped on the end. We use this specific setup to show just how long an action was continuing before another action happened in the past.
Let's read this new example together. She was tired because she had been studying for hours. Check out that phrase, had been studying. It tells us she studied for a very long duration, and then, because of that, she felt tired. Now, I want you to pause and think about this for just a second. Why use had been studying? Why do we change up the formula here instead of just saying she had studied? Well, here is the answer. The entire focus here is on exactly how long the action lasted. The continuous tense really paints a vivid picture of time passing. We really want to show that duration. She didn't just study, she was studying for hours and hours. To make this all crystal clear, let's map these ideas out visually. A timeline makes it so much easier to see how this time flows. First, way back in the earlier past, the past perfect happens. That is always our oldest action. Then, moving forward a bit to the later past, the past simple happens second. And finally, we arrive at right now, the present moment. Okay, so what is the ultimate takeaway here? Let's talk about the golden rule for your exams. You are definitely going to want to take a mental screenshot of this comparison. If you want to talk about the absolute first action in the past, your go-to is had plus V3. But if you need to focus on duration, just how long that past action kept going, then you switch to had been plus the ing verb. It really is that straightforward. And there you have it. Now you can easily talk about two past events in English. Honestly, you should be super proud of the work you put in today. Keep practicing, and I know for a fact you'll crush your exams. Before you head out, think about this. Next time you're running late for class, what had already happened before you even walked through the door? Have a great day, and I'll see you next time.